Hi guys, so I've just arrived at Hammersmith. I've met up with Caitlin, who you may have just seen poking their head out the window. We're just grabbing a drink before we head off to Nine Worlds, which I thought I would try and vlog and show you around a little bit. So it's over on the other side of the road. You can't really see it at the moment, but I'll do some vlogging when we get there. But I've just picked myself up for breakfast, so I've got my fruit and coffee, and Caitlin's just grabbing herself a pan au chocolat, and then we'll be heading off. So yeah, I'm really excited for this 3 days, and for the panel we're on I'm a bit nervous, but I'm looking forward to it. Oh, here is the lady herself.
Hello.
What did you get for your breakfast?
A little pan au chocolat.
Lovely. Okay, so I'll catch you in a bit. Bye. Okay, so we just checked in and got all our bits and bobs, so we're at the Novotel. We're a bit early because we want to check in and look for the schedule, so I'm going to turn you around and Caitlin's going to tell you a little bit about the badges. Hold on.
Okay, so this is our little passes that we get, and we've got blue, I nearly said yellow, blue lanyards, which basically just means that we are happy to be photographed and filmed, as you can see. Inside you also get these little tokens, which basically are there for you to give out to the people who you like the costumes of. So the people at the end of the weekend who've got the most tokens, I don't know if they win a prize or not, but they win.
Got a little goodie bag when we checked in, so let's see what's inside it. I can see the first thing is a book. Oh, I have a different book from Caitlin. I have a book called Starborn by Lucy Howson, which isn't one that I've already got, so I'm quite excited about that. I'll have to have a look at that and I'll let you know a bit later. Caitlin got Pantomime by Laura Lamb in hers, so there must be a selection of the books going through. And then I think everything else in the bag is, there's some access, some information. Oh, there's a schedule, Caitlin's telling me. So I'm off to check out my schedule and to mark in everything I want to see today. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've just been through my schedule for today, and I thought I'd just give you a quick idea of what I'm going to see. The first thing I'm going to see is Chris Wooding do a talk, so I'm really interested in that. I've just seen Stevie walk past from Glance, so she's just giving us a wave. She's going off to take Chris his coffee, and then I'm going to see a panel on police and the supernatural, and then I'm going to alternative roles of women in West African history, which sounds really interesting. Interpretations of an interstellar human future, and then video game burlesque this evening, which sounds incredible. It's people dressed as video game characters doing burlesque. I can't wait. So I'll try and get some videos of various bits of this for all of you throughout the day.
Welcome to A Life in Writing with Chris Wooding. I'm Megan Lee, I'm editor of Popverse and co-host of Breaking the Glass Slipper, and today I'm talking to Chris about life spent writing. So from technical aspects of writing to what he loves most about genre fiction. So before we get stuck into all those questions, let's get acquainted with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Wooding. I have been a professional writer since I was 19. I've been a professional writer since I was 19, so it's 21 years I've been doing it. In that time I've written about 24, 25 books, I can't remember exactly, including graphic novels, books for teenagers, adult science fiction and fantasy, and also books for adult readers. I've also spent a lot of time working in the film and movie industry, kind of forged myself a side career as a screenwriter who's never actually got anything on the screen yet. It's a crazy world, we can talk about that one later. And so in the meantime, I basically spent my entire life since I was 19 avoiding getting a real job. My pitch is Game of Thrones meets Braveheart. It's a story of a revolution set in the kind of fantasy world, and our protagonist is a young man in a a land that's been under the occupation of its neighbours for the previous 30 years. So he's only ever grown up thinking that he's grown up in this world where his neighbours are seen as a superior culture. It's kind of analogous to the way when the Romans came to Britain. When the Romans came to Britain, rather than massacring everybody, they talked to the nobles and they said, we can either kill you, or we can take your sons and show them Rome and show them how awesome it is and how small you are, and then and then you'll realise we're a superior culture and we'll get along. That's essentially what's happening in that world, and our hero is the son of a noble. It's a straight up coming of age tale as well, another one that I haven't done before. It's the son of a noble who, say, a tragedy happens to him, and he comes to realise that being a sort of second-class citizen in his own land is not the ideal. And so the story of the trilogy is going to follow him, the fortunes of him and his friends as essentially a revolution begins and is played out.
We're just waiting for the next panel to start, which is police and the supernatural. So we've just come out of the supernatural police talk, which was really good in the end. I couldn't film any of it because one of the people on the panel was wearing a yellow lanyard, which means that they don't want to be on social media, so unfortunately I couldn't film it. But it was really interesting, and we had a Met police officer, we had somebody who works in the civil service and intelligence, and we were talking, or they were talking about two books in particular, but sort of in general as well. They talked about the Rivers of London series by Ben Aronovich, and they talked about Paul Cornell's series. I think the first one's called London Calling, and they talked about sort of any, one of them had some involvement in sort of intelligence in terms of how the books were written and looking at the police force, and they were talking, the lady that works for the intelligence was saying how sometimes it's jarring for her because she reads something and she's like, oh, but that's not like at all how it works, or that's not how it would happen. You wouldn't get a really long 2-day course for that. We'd only get like a few hours. So it was a really good one. My favourite so far. What did you think, Caitlin?
I really enjoyed it. I think they were a really good set of panellists, so they sort of bounced off of each other really well, and we actually had some really interesting audience questions as well. They often open up the panel to the audience after sort of the halfway point comes, and the audience came up with some pretty good questions, which made them think a little bit more in the sci-fi and fantasy realm rather than just the police realm. So it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Definitely my favourite as well. But we've only been to 2, so favourite 2.
So for the 2 that we've seen so far, that was our favourite. But we've got loads more to go to, so I'll catch up with you a bit later. So we've just come out of the Women in West African Science Fiction Atlantic, which was, it was interesting, wasn't it? I thought she had some really interesting ideas, and I think she used talking to us to give herself ideas about like types of stories. So she told us about West African like historical females who were perhaps a bit more mundane than like the warrior women that we sort of come to see already in science fiction and fantasy. And she gave us some examples of how she might turn that into a science fiction story. I think she has like an online magazine as well, which she writes for, so she does write some fiction herself. So it was good. It wasn't my favourite so far. That's still the police one that I saw this morning. What about you? Yeah. And then since then we went down to the vendors area. There's a vendors area which I will cut to a clip of now. And I saw this necklace and I couldn't resist. It's a book and it says on it, just one more chapter. And the lady was really kind and she gave me a longer chain so that I can wear it. Sorry, Caitlin, cut you out. So she gave me a longer chain, which I was really pleased about. So I'm really pleased with that. And Caitlin bought something which we can't show you in case she hasn't given it to the person in question. But there we go.
Thank you all for coming to R.J. Barker & Associates, which sounds like a middle-ranking New York law firm. It's not. At the moment, it is a new writing panel, 3-day new writers. It won't be a new writing panel when Sebastian gets here, so at the moment, the integrity is there. My name's Ed Wilson. I'm RJ's agent, and I am shamelessly hijacking this.
So I get all the attention.
So RJ gets all the attention, and also because this is actually RJ's week of publication. So his first book. And it's tradition. It's usual for publisher and or agent to get a small present to mark the occasion, and on this occasion I have got a small present just to let RJ know what an important writer he is. And so congratulate him on the publication of his debut book. RJ Buck, I present you with some applause. Which you now have to transport back to Yorkshire on the train.
Back to Leeds.
Yeah.
I'm seriously going to kill me.
So, describe, I've always had a bit of a thing about antlers.
So you now have to peer across those.
Oh, thank you.
Agents are wonderful. To get you to wear them.
I did bring some to wear. Oh, but I broke them.
Yeah.
They were little.
You break them.
This is a scene quite near the start where we meet Captain Chris Taylorson, he's just joined the Palace rank. He is going to be stationed there for the next couple of years. And we get a little bit of an insight into the capital city of Rilporian and some of the issues that are going on. But this is mostly just a character study of Chris, because he's one of my favourite characters. So, Captain Taylorson, it appears you have led a varied and interesting career in the last 2 years with the North Rank. Any particular reason for that? Commander Durdil Corridam eyed him from behind his desk. No, sir. Demoted to lieutenant for brawling with common soldiers, a month in the cells for smuggling a family over the border, promotion back to captain for outstanding gallantry under fire. Outstanding? Major Bedros found himself surrounded by the Dead Legion. It seemed appropriate to save him. From the Dead Legion, alone. Durdil's grey eyebrows rose a fraction. There were 5 of them, sir, youngsters on a blood hunt to prove their manhood. And how did they manage to surround the Major? Couldn't say, sir. No, though I note from General Tariq's subsequent report that the Major is no longer a Major. As you say, sir. And the family you allowed into our country? A woman with 3 children, starving and filthy, husband killed by the dead, fleeing to save her children's lives. It was the right thing to do. You are a soldier, Taylorson. Right and wrong is for your superiors to decide. Chris met his eyes. Right and wrong is for every man to decide, sir.
Okay, so the bit that I've chosen to read, I'm just going to sort of fill you in on what's happened so it makes some kind of sense. So our main hero, Royhelt Galharo, he's a captain of, he works for effectively imagine the fantasy FBI, that's what Blackwing is. There's only like 4 people who are in it, and it's really shit to be in it. So he basically gets ordered around, getting told, go here, do this, sort this stuff out, save the world. He's been trying to get a woman called Elizabeth, she's been put in an asylum, but she's onto something, she knows something big, but he's got to get her out of the asylum. And they've traipsed around for quite a long time, he and his pals, trying to get her out legally. They brought in her brother, who is a count, who can override, and at every turn they find that the count's credit has been blocked by all the banks, he can't get his money out. They find when they go to the asylum, there's a direct order from the Citadel that says no, she's not even allowed visitors, and every recourse they've had has, so far, they've been unable to do anything about it. So, at this point, Galharo's feeling pretty sorry for himself. It's all feeling a bit crappy. And so what do? Obviously, you go to the pub. So, the ale tasted flat, but the mood was flatter. I sat across a forgotten tileboard from Tenota and Nen and a grey-faced count, looking into my ale and saying nothing. What was there left to say? The air hummed with the bitter regret of white-leaf smoke and the odour of abandoned ambitions. I raised my eyes from my cup, looked around the detritus drinking in the bell. Couldn't help but feel that we were just numbered amongst them now. I'd always considered myself a cut above. I was a captain, a man of standing, and maybe I'd never managed to get as much cream out of my blood as I thought. The clientele were soldiers, and they were ex-soldiers, mercenaries and vagabonds. Most of them were unemployable, or they'd have been off at Station 3-6, getting ready to repel the biggest invasion force we'd seen since Now's engines sprang up. They were the leaf addicts, the sick, the lame, the cowards, and those simply too stupid to hold a pike in line. Like them, I'd failed. Do you think Stannard will have made it back to Valengrad by now? Nen asked. Ternota scratched his arse, gave his finger a sniff. We had a lead, but maybe if his navigator was half decent.
So we wanted to go to a Twisted Fairy Tale panel, and it was full, we couldn't get in, and we were really upset, and we were like, oh, let's just go to the one that everyone else is going to, and it was a live D&D thing called Questing Time. But I don't play D&D, I don't know anything about D&D, so I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible, I'm just not going to know what's going on.
I explained it.
And yeah, Caitlin explained a little bit. We went in, and I have to say, it may have usurped the police panel for the favourite thing so far. It was hilarious. Now, there may have been a few points there where I was laughing just to sort of show that I wasn't an idiot, but it was really, really good, wasn't it? And the guy that was like the main cluster, the guy Dungeon Master, I think his name's Paul Foxcroft, who is, I think he's a comedian, and I think he's actually quite regular by the sound of it. And it was just really fun. I may have to potentially think about doing it.
I really want to do a D&D booktube group, so
oh, well, maybe we'll try it.
this might be
They want me up and try it. So
need some more people.
it was really good. And the next clip you see is possibly going to be video game burlesque. So keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Morning! It's day 2 of 9 Worlds. We're feeling a little bit jaded and hot and sweaty. There was a few gin and tonics and glasses of wine that went on last night during the video game burlesque. Oh, and some archers. We didn't film the video game burlesque. I don't know if it would have made my video get taken down off YouTube.
It's burned into her mind forever though.
I feel a little bit scarred. There was Princess Peach in Little Tassels, which fell off. There was various other video game characters I didn't know. One of the real good things was it was very body positive. There was all sorts of shapes and sizes, and there was men and women, which I really enjoyed. However, it did feel a little bit amateur.
Very.
Yeah, but it was really good fun. It was a really good way to end the evening, wasn't
and
it?
we'd drunk enough that it wasn't too starry. I feel like last year I went in stone cold sober, which was an error on my part.
So I learned from Caitlin's mistakes and drunk as shed load before we went in, and it was really good. And it was really good afterwards. We got chatting to some friends, and so we went back to our hotel. We've had our breakfast. We're here. It's just nearly 10 o'clock, and we're about to go in to watch our first panel. So I will show you a bit of that now. Okay, so we've just come out of the panel on Archetypes in SFF. On the panel you had Michael Carey, who wrote The Girl with All the Gifts, and you had Ed McDonald, who wrote Blackwing, and we had...
forget the name of the moderator, but she was also...
We had another author moderator, which I'll find and I'll put that down below. And then we had sort of someone that was more of a reader, and I'm not sure how she got involved in the panel, but I thought she gave some interesting points,
really
didn't
good.
she?
Yeah, she definitely sort of represented the reader idea a lot more, which I quite liked.
It was nice having that sort of diversity. And it was just a really interesting talk. I felt like it could have gone on for much longer. I felt like we were all really engaged in what they were talking about.
Yeah, that was the first one where I was like, well, not the first, but it was one of the few that I haven't like looked at my watch and gone, when do the questions start or anything? Because like there are times where you sort of feel like, oh, you know, this is good, but I think audience questions really help sometimes. Sort of give you a bit more of a thing to discuss.
And it shows you what the audience are interested in.
I'm just really interested in what they're talking about, and it could have definitely carried on for a while.
Yeah, and it was interesting. They were just talking about sort of how they felt responsible for, you know, when in their books, what they're writing. I felt like Ed McDonald made a really interesting, valid point when he talked about how, you know, when he writes it, or when you write a character, you should be able to just change the pronoun. And it could be male or female, you know, to sort of change that sort of archetypal character view. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, so I thought it was good. That was a good thumbs up for that one. I'm going to pass over my purchase. Caitlin to hold up because I can't hold it up with the camera.
Be your glamorous presenter.
Yeah. So I just bought myself a 9 Worlds t-shirt, which I'm really excited about because it's got sort of, I don't know if you can see it, and it's got the date to sort of commemorate my first time at Nine Worlds. So I'm really excited. I may even wear it tomorrow for our panel. Yeah, so that's it for now, and we'll come back to you after the next one.
Bye.
So I've just come out of a panel I went to on my own because Caitlin went off to an erotic fiction panel, and I decided I wanted to go to the hair braiding panel because I really want to learn how to braid and do stuff. And actually it was really good. I thought, oh no, we're going to have to braid on ourselves, I'm going to be rubbish. But I really lucked out. I had a great partner and she has braided my hair.
I did.
Yes, please. It looks really good. I'm
Give us a
loving it.
twirl.
Oh yes. So I'm really pleased with how it came out. It was really cool. It was really nice. Like lots of people, loads of like people just in there practicing on each other, getting to know each other. It was a really good panel. So definitely a big thumbs up for me. How about the erotic fiction? Was that a thumbs up?
The panel was very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. She was a very cool sort of author, so she was really funny. The crowd was a little bit weird, like a bit too weird for me. But, you know, overall, I'd say pretty thumbs up.
So there we go. So we're off to another one soon. So we'll get back to you after that. So Caitlin, we've come to the room where you get to do lots of board games and learn new things. What is it we've decided to play?
We've decided to play Darren Park.
And this is the game board here. The man described it a little bit like Tetris. You're building a bear park, you sort of add up points at the end. And we're enjoying it, aren't we? Who won the game, Caitlin?
This one right here.
How many points did you win by?
I don't know, what did you get?
72. And you got 79.
7 points.
I feel a rematch coming on. Caitlin, who won the second round?
Well, naturally it was me again.
I was so not. And look what happened. I completed my part. Loser.
I was letting you win.
So it's one game all. Do we do a final decider or do we give up while we're both happy?
Quit while we're ahead, I say.
Okay, we'll give up while we're... So we've just come out of the neurodiversity panel and we both really enjoyed it, and I think in terms of debate and interesting conversations that came out of it, that's probably the top so far that we've seen. This has definitely been the one that
most thought-provoking.
Yeah, most thought-provoking,
and sparking.
Especially as someone that doesn't have a massive array of knowledge or information on this, like, and in my daily life. I really think it's interesting to hear and to find out more. The only negative for me was that I didn't find out more positive examples of things that I could then check out.
Which basically just means we need more.
Which basically proves that we just do need more because there we go. But yeah, we both really enjoyed it, and I definitely
it's really interesting.
Yeah,
they spoke a lot about some really good sort of topics, and then the also other really thing I liked. That made no sense, did it? The other thing that I liked was that we had 2 people doing BSL, British Sign Language, throughout the whole thing, which I found incredibly fascinating because I think sign language is another language that I've never really experienced, and I really liked having that inclusivity. So there were a couple of deaf people in the panel who were watching, and it was great to have them there as well.
Yeah, it was a really diverse mix of people actually watching as well as on the panel, which was really interesting.
Sort of different crowd members and everything. So a lot of people talking about all their different views. I think there was a lot of audience participation in that, and lots of people talking about their views on it as well, which very interesting.
Yes, so probably the most interesting in terms of debate that we've been to.
Yeah,
I can't remember what we're going to next, but we'll let you know in a bit. Guess who we've just bumped into? Woo! Michael R. Miller. You will have heard me talk about his books on my channel because I love them. And he's going to just tell you very briefly about the first one.
The first one, Dragon's Blade, The Reborn King, is a fast-paced epic fantasy. It's about an arrogant prince called Dalnir who made many, many mistakes, and death is his redemption. Now he has to learn to become the king that his past self never was, and stand up to the evil forces of the shadow with lots of twists and turns along the way.
Hello ladies, gentlemen, and prefer not to say. This is also not a smutty act. It landed right here. But there is a little bit of a sort of content warning here for loud noises, a bit of a Chekhov's gun type situation here. It is of course said that any time that you use a balloon, on stage, there is of course the chance mind you, that it will burst. And I thought, why not get it out of the way early? Not a problem. Of course, being a magician, that needn't necessarily carry the two. Be the end of the act.
Okay, so look who we found. Tell everybody who you are.
Hello, I'm Tara Matheru, author of the New York Times bestselling Summoner series. I guess the best way to describe it would be it's a mix between Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and Pokemon. So if that sounds like your thing, please feel free to check it out. It's on all the bookstores, it's in Waterstones, it's in Barnes & Noble. Check it out.
He's done this before. So it's Sunday and it's BookTube panel day. They've even given me a microphone. This feels very surreal to me, but we're doing a panel this morning about BookTube. This is our room. We're here early. There's 4 of us doing it. There's me and Caitlin from KTG, Stevie from Stable Court, and Claire from Claire Russo. And we're just going to be talking about BookTube and telling people a bit more about BookTube, how it works, how you can get involved. So I'm excited. I'm not going to film it because I'm already nervous and I don't have to worry about the camera. But I'll catch up with you afterwards to let you know my thoughts. So we've just come out of our panel on BookTube and it was really good. It was really nice to chat to people, chat about BookTube, share our love of it, and hopefully we've inspired a couple of people to start up channels because just the more the merrier, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if any of these people start up channels. So, and I even found a new channel which I will put here. They're called, well, they're not that new, but I didn't know of them before. They're called Night Hunter Reads, I think, but I will put it down here for you. Yeah, and they were really nice. It was really nice to chat to them and to find a new channel. So as I just say, we just come out of the panel. Here are the ladies. How does everyone think it went?
Good. Really good. I think it went okay. Rubbish moderation. But
no, the moderation was really good.
Amazing moderation.
She kept us on track, didn't she?
You were good.
Yeah, what was your favourite bit about the panel? Like, what did you enjoy the most?
I like chatting to people about it. Yeah. Sharing the BookTube love.
Yeah, I was saying I'm hoping now to discover that some of the people that we chatted to have started channels.
Yeah, it was nice to have a lot of questions as well.
Yeah, there was some really interesting questions. People were interested.
Yeah, when you always get questions, loads of questions at the end, like people even wanting to ask questions before we got to the questions. I was like, people are involved in actually listening to us. Why?
What? Yeah, what? Why?
But also, there's always more things you can get to. There's always things that you're like, oh, I wish you kind of covered that and this and that. Yeah. But I feel like we really did a nice wide range of stuff.
Yeah, I think we went
a nice little primer. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I definitely could have talked for another 3 hours.
Yeah. But I mean, I can always talk for another 3 hours.
This is why live streams are my fave.
Yeah, because you can talk for 3 hours. So, would you do it again? Would you do another BookTube panel?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep suggesting BookTube panels for everything. I'm doing one next week at WorldCon. It's not really.
You heard it here first.
Technically, they heard it on the Twitter first. But
Okay. But yeah, so we definitely do it again. Yes, thumbs up. Thumbs up. So we've just come out of our final panel of the weekend, which was a conversation about YA. We had Stevie, who is the publicist at The Lance. Yes. We had one of her authors, Chris Wooding, who writes both adult and young adult books. We had one of the ladies from the Broken Slipper podcast.
Glass Slipper podcast.
And she also writes adult and young adult from the sounds of it. And then we had our moderator, who is a teenager herself, I believe. So that was an interesting choice to have. I enjoyed it, but I think as an avid reader of YA and someone that's quite reads a lot of it and knows quite a bit of it, and I don't want to, sounding arrogant, but as someone that knows a bit about YA, I thought it was interesting to hear them discuss, but I didn't feel like I learned any new points to bring away from it, that I hadn't already had those discussions myself. Or
no, but I think then being part of BookTube, it is something we discuss on BookTube quite regularly about sort of the YA genre category, whether it should be a genre or category. And it was a lot of rehashing the same things, but it was interesting as always to hear from different people's perspectives, and there were some interesting questions from the audience as well.
And we've had that discussion, didn't we, at the SFF, because there was a particular the SFF awards.
YA is
we weren't sure where to categorise it.
So it was definitely interesting, but like you say, I don't feel like we came away with anything revolutionary.
It just sort of reaffirmed my views on certain things.
Yeah, which is good anyway, because I'm tired and I like to be reassured at this point. I'm tired from the cult. I'm happy they agreed with me and I didn't have to think too much.
And that is the point. That was our last panel. We're now heading home. It's been really great. No, she's off to Worldcon. I'm home to see my daughter and sleep. So, what has been your overarching feeling of this year? Because you went last year.
I think this year has been really good fun. Same sort of level of fun. I think the only downside for me was that the last year I knew more authors who were coming, whereas this year I knew less. Doesn't mean the ones who were here were any less. I love them, but yeah, it was nicer last year to have more. I feel like maybe a lot of them will be at Worldcon. So
is that on the panels or just in general?
Just in general, like there are a lot more authors last year that I knew.
Okay, and as a sort of first timer, I'm definitely booking my ticket to come back again next year. I would definitely do another panel. It's just been a wonderful experience, some really great people, it's a really great atmosphere. I've learned some new board games and just in general I've really enjoyed it. So I definitely recommend it. It's a big thumbs up from us. Do a thumbs up.
I'm doing it.